There it is. The replacement steering part. I thought it was going to be as easy as ordering a new one, and I was pretty sure it was discontinued from AGCO, but aftermarket supplier ANI had been making them. And I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. And they had discontinued it too. And I did a lot of calling around trying to find one. Even Maybach's didn't have one. Finally got with Larry Zvalak down in Texas, and sure enough, he had a used one. And it's in really good shape, so I think we'll be in business. I slapped some, it was kind of a primer gray color. So I've slapped some meadow green Oliver paint on it earlier just to get it dried out before I work on it. And then the other thing, I got some mail, and it is from Mac Farms. He had a contest, just had to comment on his video and picked a winner, a couple winners at random, and I was one of them. So I got a calendar. Thank you, Scott. I'm sure if you search YouTube, I'll put a link down in the description. But Mac Farms, he farms in Nova Scotia, if I'm right. And yes, and has a beautiful seaside farm with a gorgeous view of the ocean. Just really makes for some, really makes for some beautiful video. I probably wasn't showing the right part there. So go check them out. And thanks again, Scott. Now I'll know what day it is. This earlier style has splines only on one side and then the bolt slot on the other. But the way it's cut, it'll only engage in one spot. So we just need to set this baby in here. And then get the shaft down in there. Move the tie rods. Make sure it hits the bearing without driving it out. Feels like it's in there. There she goes. That grease there ain't gonna work with this particular I'll have to take that back out, figure out something different, but looks like it'll just have to be a small straight one. Ain't room enough for a 90, maybe. The little gusset they got welded on the back there, hitting that grease zerk. So we'll just change the zerk out. Let's see if that misses. It does. It does. Turn that in a little farther. Face it this way. That'll get a little farther away yet. There, lots of clearance now. That's an easy enough fix. So now I gotta get the bolt. I gotta shove that through the other side. Turn it that way, shove the bolt through, turn it back, put the nut on, turn it part way and tighten it. I might be able to get a wrench up in there. I guess that's what I did, taking it apart. Now I've got that in, got the bolt in it and tightened down. Kind of dark down there. Turns from stop to stop, nice and smooth. So next part is hooking up the tie rod ends so I can make sure the wheels are centered up before I put the steering box on. So I make sure I get that lined up right. So we'll get them in. Well, I swapped out this grease zerk for 90. I figured I'd just make it easier to get underneath and get that. But got my tie rods hooked back up. Got the wheels centered up. It's time to put the box back in. Make sure it gets in that stay rod all right. I knocked the cap off my steering line. See my dot right there. Hopefully you can too. Can put just a little blue Loctite on there. That was a suggestion in my last time I did one of these, and I guess I don't see where it's going to hurt anything. Okay, there's my dot. My dot is there. And my dot is there. Just gotta wiggle the box and tell them. I think I've got the rack turned too far. Oops. So I can see the dot, then the teeth don't want to engage. Okay, so it's right there. So there, that's better. Getting oil all over. There. Just had to turn it a little bit to find the splines on the shaft. Just want to remember to get this with that metal edge facing up so you got something to pry it back out with if you ever have to take it apart again. Won't quite fill it up as much as the last one, so I got some air room in there to put the cap on with. Show you, I got a new O-ring. Oh, grease inside there. New O-ring around the outside there. There, the steering is fixed. Now just to get the rest of it back together. Radiator's in. I'm gonna fire it up before I put anything more on. Make sure I got the timing right on the gears in there, and just that it's gonna work. But I was noticing, it's split right at there, which I'd noticed lately, a little bit of a whistling sound more than an idle, and I bet that's what she is. So I'm glad I found that. Hopefully I haven't sucked too much dirt in there, but get that replaced. So let's see how she does. She's timed right. I see where I spilled antifreeze. Yeah, probably better shut it off before, it chokes me to death. Let's see how low can she go. Well, I did shut the gas off. All right, I guess I can get the rest of the stuff put back on. See if I can't get that coolant leak. I think that's just drizzling down from where I overfilled. Looks like it stopped already. Cool beans. We'll get her dressed up. Well, partially. We have to order this hose and wait for that to come before I could get the top hood on, and probably leave the other side off. It won't be too hard to get to. It looks together. Till we come around to this side. I got a hose ordered for going between the air cleaner and down to the carb. So hopefully that'll be in the next day or two, and then she'll be done. I washed that hood. Doesn't that look nice? It's got lots of scratches from shipping, but overall it's still a nice hood. Hey, hey. My hose came. It even looks right. Looks a hair short. But I'll get that baby on there and 1550 will be back in operational capacity. Well, it doesn't slide on quite as far as the old one, but it does slide on far enough. Gotta give a big shout out to Adam Poyer. Sorry for butchering your name, but in my video about adding the hydraulic valve onto the skid steer, he suggested looking up motorcycle control or handlebar switches, and I found something that works great. This is gonna be pretty nice. Be able to turn to move the bucket, push the buttons to run it. Said it was a 10 amp switch. I like the fact it's got that space in the middle for my thumb for when I'm not switching. Fortunately, Gail has a solid bar here, so I just drilled and tapped, put a bolt in, and then a white planter bushing for my white planter was the perfect size for that, and got that on. Harness goes down, got her wrapped, bringing it underneath. But the switch, while it said on Amazon that it was rated for 10 amps, that was a joke. I am getting too much voltage drop by the time it gets back over here, and so I have got a couple of relays on order. I'm gonna put relays down in here, just use the switch that's just up there to run the relays down here, and that should solve the problem. But so thanks again, Adam. Great suggestion, I really appreciate it. Back to the 1550. She's all together, ready to go do whatever. So, hey, once again, appreciate everybody watching, all the comments, likes, and all that stuff. And we will see you in the next video.